I have 6 months to raise 4,000 euros. Don't know how that's gonna happen. I'm an American living in Spain, and I've been here for about 5 years now. I am an English teacher, but this entire time I have been on a student visa. So technically I am like an English teaching assistant. But as I've gotten better at the job, I personally feel like I am just a flat out English teacher, but my pay does not reflect my feelings on what I think I am. So, what I have to do, because I don't have papers from the European Union, I'm from the United States, is I can get a master's here. And that will help me so much with getting an actual job, with getting a work visa, with everything. The problem is that getting a master's here is about 4,000 euros for the program that I want, which is completely not even a possibility for me to be able to get that kind of money in 6 months. At my current job, we're just going to be very honest. At my current job, I make about 1,000 a month. And because it's kind of like it's like a student scholarship. So it's just enough money, like barely just enough money for you to get by. Groceries, rent, little extra, lil. And then I'm doing a ton of classes on top of that, of like after school classes, all that. So where is all that money going? Because maybe in a perfect world, that would be enough and I could save blah, blah, blah. So, fun fact, a lot of Americans are in student debt. So I am in quite a bit of student debt. This doesn't feel good to say, but I'm in about $70,000 in student debt. It's just the truth. Because I have 2 degrees. So I have a degree in Spanish and I have a degree in women, gender, sexuality studies. I was gonna get a minor in women, gender, sexuality studies, but then I loved it so much and I was really close to just getting the major anyway. So then I stayed another 6 months and it was beautiful, life-changing. Wouldn't change it for the world, even though the debt is really, really scary. But anyway, I just feel like no one can help you if they don't know you exist. No one can help you if they don't know what your problem is. You know, no one can help you if you don't at least explain yourself and explain like your goals and aspirations and the why behind it. So I'm gonna try to do that because I think if I can reach the right people, then I could get the help I need. I could get the master, and that would be really life-changing for me. And I believe in myself, and I know already just that my work as a teacher is helping people, and like my students are helping me, and I just care a lot, and I'm supposed to be an English teacher in Spain. Like, not the most, glamorous job in the world, but like that is what I'm supposed to do. And every time I'm in a class, I'm like, oh yeah, this is where I'm supposed to be. And when students, I don't know, I just like being able to be there for students in a way that I needed when I was their age is like so therapeutic for me and just a really beautiful thing. And it's not all one-sided. Like, I am receiving so much support and just everything, and just so many little friends, So basically, I want to continue, but the numbers aren't working out. So I'm trying to like put my ego aside and just be like, hey, money trouble, money trouble, money trouble, help. Maybe. And I'm just trying to keep a positive attitude and like, I'm gonna believe in myself. I know my grandpa that passed away believes in me, and I feel like he's like pushing me to like believe in myself. Yeah, so I'm just gonna keep trying, and I really think if enough people knew my situation, they would totally help if they could. And it feels weird to say that because I think there's so many people that are much more deserving of help for much more serious things. But also I know that we live in a world where some people have just a little bit of disposable income and they might want to help me. And so I just might as well try. And hopefully I will be able to do that in the future. But also if you're someone who is more like in my financial situation, this is not for you. If you are getting by paycheck to paycheck and like worried about getting groceries, worried about paying your credit cards, this video is not for you. Please don't. No. Okay, so here it is. Here she is. Putting aside my ego and just going for my dreams. Going for my dreams, baby. Okay, so I'm gonna read this, everything I wrote down, because I think it explains my situation really well and you can get a full picture of what's going on. So I had dreamed of living in a Spanish-speaking country since I was 14 years old. My Spanish teacher at the time, she was so cool. Oh, she was the best. My Spanish teacher at the time told us of her study abroad in Spain, with her face lighting up talking about it. I knew in that moment that I was supposed to do something like that. As a young queer person with ADHD, still true, I never felt like I fit in Kansas. I told myself that if I just studied Spanish, then one day I could live far away and live a life of adventure. After graduating from the University of Kansas, Rock Chalk Jayhawk, after graduating from the University of Kansas in 2019 with degrees in Spanish and women, gender, sexuality studies, I used all my graduation money on a flight to Madrid that fall. Ooh, and I was so nervous. And I just kept telling myself, like, dumber people than me have done this before. Like, you can do it. No, anyway, I used all my graduation money on a flight to Madrid that fall. I moved there with a big suitcase and my savings and from my waitressing jobs. I had about 5 months of exploring Spain while teaching English as a teaching assistant until the pandemic shut everything down. But I knew I was meant to be in Spain, and I thought, why would I go home now after all my hard work? It's like, if I'm gonna be in lockdown, I might as well be in Madrid. Like, I'd already lived in Kansas City for so long. I might as well be in a different city and have roommates that are speaking in Spanish. So, you know, I knew I was meant to be in Spain and thought, why would I go home after all my hard work? So I stayed, literally stayed inside my apartment in lockdown for many months. Whew, that was rough. The next year I taught English in a mask at a vocational school. Then the next 3 years I taught in religious elementary schools. And as a queer person, being in a religious setting was not a great fit for me, but it allowed me to stay in Madrid. And I did meet amazing people and amazing students, and like wouldn't trade it for the world, but happy I'm not there now, you know? So now I'm currently in a public high school. And the school I work at is amazing. The building is beautiful. The teachers are so supportive and cool. Students are cool, like just really lucky. But now I'm in a public high school, still teaching as an English teaching assistant. I love the school I work at currently, true. I really connect with the other teachers and the students there. It feels like I'm finally in the right environment that I can be me in. My hyperactive personality works for me here. Ooh, she's being so honest. My hyperactive personality works for me here in this communicative culture, and people couldn't care less who I'm dating or their gender. Queer. I don't think I could say the same things if I had to be a teacher in Kansas. But that's not true everywhere, just from my personal experiences, but yeah. So I want to get a master's in teaching high school English in the public school system in Spain. And that's called a Máster en Formación del Profesorado en Educación Secundaria. Ooh, look at my accent. So far I'm looking at these universities. There's one called UNIR, the Universidad Internacional de La Rioja. I'm looking at that one because like the price point looks really good, and that is more like 4,000 would cover it. Anyway. I'm also looking at Universidad Europea. I don't think that's a possibility because I think their price point is more like 6,000, which I just don't think would be feasible. And then I have a friend that went to the La Universidad Complutense in Madrid, and I heard good things. I'm keeping my options open though. So I will go to whichever master's program is the most financially possible while still getting me the ability to work in Spain as a full-time English teacher. I want to do the master's program this coming fall at the same time that I'm completing my final year as an English teaching assistant, which will be really tricky, but the timing, it has to be that way. That is the only way I will be able to legally stay in Spain while having enough money to live on. I believe in myself, and I believe that if I just ask the right people and get the right opportunities and connections, that this could happen for me. And if it doesn't, then at least I tried. I know I'm a good teacher and I can make a difference in students' lives, whether it's in small supportive ways or a big, you can be yourself in the world, look at me, I'm proof kind of a way. So I hope this falls on the right ears that believe in me too. Okay, so that gives you more context. I just explained a lot of my life and just like why I care so much about staying here and who I am and all that. And it's overwhelming to ask for help, but I'm going to do it repeatedly because I think if we don't ask for help when we need it, like, what's the other option? It's just, so I think sometimes the only power that you have is communication. If you don't have the money, if you don't have the resources, if you don't have the support, literally all you can do is communicate. And so I'm just communicating to the internet. I'm communicating to communities that I'm a part of, and hoping that I can get this damn master, because I know it would be just, it's what I'm supposed to do. I can feel it. So, and honestly, regardless, I think it's just a good practice of like, set your ego aside, because your dreams matter more and your goals matter more, and like, you following what you feel like you're supposed to do will not only help you, but it will help the people in your circle. It will help all the people you impact, and you'll be able to live a happier and more authentic life. And I think that will just have a domino effect. And that's the kind of life I want to live, is asking for help when I need it, even if it's a little embarrassing, or even if it's, oh, well, I'm this old, so I should already have it all together. It's like, I don't. And a lot of people don't. And also, the circumstances now in 2025 are harder than they used to be. So yeah, this is me trying, and I respect that about myself, even if it feels uncomfortable. So, and if all you can do is send me good vibes, I appreciate the vibes. Or if you can like or comment, just so more people can see this video, so appreciated. So appreciated. And yeah, have a good one. Have a good one, Kansas City, Madrid, whoever's watching.